part one and part two. In part one, we will try to design the model. Okay, and after designing the model, okay, in part two, we will try to deploy that one using Amazon server. Okay. To design, what I have done here is, okay, instead of taking AWS, so today I'm going to design the model using the Google Colab, because in AWS, suppose let's say you want to run deep learning, so you have to select GPU or TPU. So they are going to cost you heavily. Okay, but Google offers GPU and TPU with free of cost. But the problem there is we can train the model for 5 hours, 5 hours or 12 hours, not more than that. Okay, so we have to choose the epochs in such a way that the trainings, whatever you are training a model, make sure that it will finish within 5 hours. Okay, so anyways, this model will take around 3.5 hours to complete. I'll demonstrate those things. Okay, so today's agenda, in this project, I'm going to classify image. Classification of the image means I'll take, let's say, human image and the animal image. So after taking the set of images, we should be able to classify. Okay, so suppose let's say you have uploaded one human image, the model should be able to say that okay, it's human. If I'm uploading any animal image, the model should be able to predict that, classify that it is an animal. Okay, so this is a part of neural network, artificial neural network or convolutional CNN I'm going to take. And to work on this CNN, I'm going to use Keras. So Keras is a library, okay, which works on the top of TensorFlow, fine, and it supports for most of the convolutional neural network. It is having almost all the features which are required to execute CNN algorithms. Fine. Google Colab, I will not focus more on this theory part. It's a cloud-based. Free also is there. Paid version is also available. So I'm going to use the free version of the Google Colab. But to work on Google Colab, make sure that you will be using the same ID. Let's say email address. Let us imagine that you are using XYZ. Okay, so open your drive in XYZ email address, and you should open your Google Colab also in the same email address. Okay, so because it will be very easy for us to mount, okay, the data set which is stored in the drive. Libraries are required. Keras library, I want some pre-processing libraries are required here. Okay, so that we will see. Next, to load the data. Here, as far as data is concerned, what I have done, I have extracted the data from Kaggle. Okay, so this is hackathon based hackathon. The people who are using for hackathon, same data I have chosen here to design my CNN model. Okay, so it is almost 300 MB of data, where I have completely divided my data in three parts: validation data, testing data, and training data. Okay, as far as testing data is concerned, I have around 258 or 300 images. But in the case of validation as well as training data, I have around 1,200 plus images. Okay, so then when it comes to images, here most important. So you have to rescale those images. Suppose let us say you cannot vary here. Let's say one image is 300 into 300 pixel, other image is 400 into 450 pixel. No, not like that. So that means it is going to consume a lot of time. So all the images should be of the same scale, 300 into 300. So in this case, what I have done, I have taken the images which is of the size 300 into 300. Okay, so next we are going to have numbering system. Let's say you have RGB color, so that we need to convert it into grayscale. Okay, so in the grayscale, next we will be after converting into grayscale, we try to use some matrix methods here. So numbering systems are there. Array, we will try to convert those pixel into array. Okay, so those things we are going to perform. Auto scaling, dimensionalities, let's say 2 into 2 matrix, 3 into 3 matrix. So next what I will do, I will try to tilt or rotate the image and try to prepare the model. Okay, after rotating the image, those things we will do. Next, after performing all these things, okay, so next we will try to run the convolution neural network. but the CNN will take a lot of time. Okay, remember, this is one of the, what I can say, one of the disadvantage, but it gives high accuracy. We can predict up to 96, 98, 99% of accuracy. Okay, as far as CNN is concerned, but it takes time. Next, train the model. Let's try to train the model. Next, this 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, 13th part, we will try to cover in part 2. Hope you are clear. So this is the agenda, today's agenda. Participants, hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Okay, so this is the agenda. Focus. Okay, just try to focus, pay attention. Okay, how I'm going to train the model using CNN. Okay, so next is I have taken one simple example here. So yesterday, even last session also, Piyush, he has taught me a lot. Thanks to him. Okay, then I went on. I studied. Okay, how the things are going on here. So let us imagine that. So this is, imagine I want to recognize this character too. Okay, I want to recognize this character too. As I told you, first you should rescale this image. So there I have said 300 into 300. So here 28 into 28. Okay, so this is the size and this is the depth of the image. Since I have only one sample here, so it is n here. Understood. So when it comes to rescaling the image, so generally what happened, let us, in normal, if you have seen, generally we try to upload RGB color image, no? Participants, hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Color
sir.
image, no? So, but before processing or before transferring this one into convolution, CNN network, okay, so we have to convert into grayscale. Grayscale image, that is nothing but the black and white, whose range lie between 0 to 255. Okay, 0 to 255 means you can place 255 with 1. Okay, 0 means white, 1 means black. Understood? And all the colors which comes in between 0 to 1. Understood? So grayscale image. So here I'll just explain this. Let me take the notation first. Annotation, hold on. So let's say, uh, let us imagine that this is my 28 into 28 pixel image, grayscale image. So what I will do, I want to predict this 2 now. So what I will do, I'll try to divide this one into number of cells. Okay, I'll try to divide this one into number of cells. Let's say this is 28 into 28 cells. But in the real world or real picture, what happened? You will be having 256 sometimes. Okay, more than that pixels. Understood? More pixels means more clarity. So I'll try to divide this one in number of cells like this. Now, if I want to recognize this, the complete 2 character, so what I will do, I'll try to place 0 sign 1 here. Let's say 2 I want to recognize. So what I will do, I'll place 1 here, one more 1 here, 1 here, 1. Okay, so next here 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So that means the shape, it has taken the shape of 2, right? Participants. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It has taken the
Yes.
shape of 2. Okay, so like this, it has taken the shape of 2. Next is rest of the pixels are there, right? Say rest of the pixels. Imagine this one. This pixel is empty. This pixel is empty. This is empty. This is empty. This is empty. Rest of the pixels. Okay, so what I will do, I'll fill with the zeros. Now you will be having 2 into 28 into 28, the size of the image with 0 sign 1. Correct? So green you can replace with the zeros. Hello? Hello participants.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Green you can replace with zeros and this black you can replace with 1. Now we are going to program or we are going to run the CNN for 0 sign 1. Hope you are clear. Okay. So in the same way, let's say you have videos. We have to convert it into frames. After converting into frame, you take individual frame. Okay. So after taking individual frame, convert it into 0 sign 1 based upon the height and width and the depth of the image here. Okay. So this is it. This is the fundamental things, okay, the basic things what generally we use here. So next comes the batches. Okay. So next come the batches. Batches are nothing but okay, the number of the images what you are going to take, the same common images of the single image. Let's say you have 2 here, right? 2 here. So 2, what I will do, I'll just to, if I want to recognize this 2, so I'll try to create number of batches of this 2 cell. Sorry, the image. Clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello, participants. Hello? I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Hello? I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello? Srinivas sir?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Srinivas sir. I'm audible, right? So I'll try to create the batches here of this two. Now, when it comes to creating the batches, yeah. So when it comes, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, now you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, internet connection problem. Fine. So let's continue. Let's say I want to recognize this character. So what I will do, I'll try to create the batches of this, the image. So when it comes to creating the batches, there are two techniques. One is called batch gradient descendant technique. Okay, in batch gradient descendant technique, what happens? So we will be creating the batches based upon the number of testing data. Suppose let us say you have around 250 images in testing data. So in the batch gradient descendant technique, we will be creating 250 the batches. Sorry, so 250 samples of one batch. Clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose let's say I want to perform CNN to this image. So if I'm using batch gradient descendant technique, so let us imagine that I have 250 testing data, testing images. So that means I have to create 250 samples of this image. Cleared? Hello?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Understood. There is another technique called mini batch gradient descendant technique. In mini batch gradient descendant technique, what we do, okay, we try to take the range of in the range of 32, 64 and 128. Okay, 32, that means we are going to have in 32, if you are taking 32, so I'm going to create 32 samples of this image. Cleared? If it is 64, 64 images, 128, 128 images. Now, when you have more number of the images, let's say batches, okay, when you have more number of the batches, so what happened, the accuracy, the prediction possibility will be more here. Understood? The prediction possibility will be more, okay, when you have more. But problem here is, let's say you have taken 128 sample copies and you are running this convolution neural network for 100 epochs. So it is going to take a lot of time. Maybe it takes 1 day, 2 day, etc. But it will run. It gives highest accuracy. Understood? That is there. But for the instance of time, what I will do, I'll try to keep this batches in the range of 32, 33, 34, like that I'll keep. Okay. So it will be easy for me to, so I can consume, I can reduce a lot of time here. Next is comes, okay, so padding and max pooling. So I think as in last session, I was discussing what is this, the padding and the max pooling. In max pooling, let's say you have, let me show you. Okay, max pooling. max pooling technique in image processing. Hold on. Hold on, I'm just changing the screen. Hold on. Okay, so have a look on this. Simple simple example I have taken here. It's taking, yeah. Have a look on this. Say, imagine that you have taken the dimension 2 into 2, 2 into 2 matrix you have taken. So go to this one. Suppose that is, yeah, 2 into 2 matrix you have taken. So what happened? I'll try to place the weights, okay, for the pixels here. Let's say 1, 1, 1, 5, 6. So this is, let us imagine that this is the first, right? So the first level of the image. So in the next level, what I will do, okay, I'll try to take the maximum value from this weights. Let's say 1, 1, 5, 6 I have into 2 into 2 matrix. So what I will do, I'll try to take the maximum value, that is 6. There are other options also. We can have the average of this two, average of 4. 1, 1, 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 6. So we can take the average and we can take, okay, the average value to the next level. Okay, so that is one possibility is there. But when it comes to taking the average, okay, again we required computation power here. Understood? So just imagine you have around 1024 into 1024 pixels. So taking the average, it consumes a lot of time. So that is the reason I have taken the maximum value. So we can take the maximum value. In the same way, we can take the median also. Okay, 1 plus 6 divided by 2. So take the median and place it to the next level. Similarly here also 2, 4, 7, 8 is there. So I have taken 8 here. Here, okay, 3 I have taken. Here I have taken 4. So this is one technique. Okay, that is called max pooling technique. Max pooling of the maximum value we are going to take here. Understood? So this is it. Let's say next imagine that, okay, I want, let us imagine that I want to choose some values, weights here. Okay, so other values are not there if you have taken the 2 into 2 matrix. So what I will do, I'll try to place zeros in the boundary here. Okay, I'll try to place the zeros in the boundary. So you will be having 1 0 here, 1 0 here, 1 0 here, 1 0 here. So later on you can perform. Okay, either you can take the median value, mean value, or maximum value. Okay, that is called max pooling technique. Same thing I'm going to perform here, max pooling technique in every stages, okay, or every level of my convolution network here. Okay, hope you can see the PPT now. Here same thing, max pooling I have done, 2 into 2 matrix I have taken. So I'm performing max pooling. Understood? So here, okay, in padding what I will, I'll try to reduce the size of the pixel here. 28 into 28 I had. So next what I'm doing, okay, I'm just dropping some layer. Okay, and I'm going to reduce the pixel values to 24 into 24. Okay, that is called the padding here. The next is depth. This depth depends upon the batches what you are taking. Suppose let us say you are taking 33. So 24 into 24 into 33. So that many the processing is required here. In the same way, next max pooling, I'll take the maximum value from the pixel. Okay, I'll forward to the next level. Okay, N1 channel, N1 channels. So next here, what happened? Again, I'm going to perform the max pad of the padding technique. Okay, again, I'm going to reduce this 24 into 24 into 12 into number of batches. That is 33. Okay, it is going to remain the same. Or else you can increase or decrease, that up to you. Okay, so if you are increase and decreasing, you have to drop some of the sample copies also, layers also. Okay, that is a benefit actually in CNN. In ANN, it is not possible. We cannot drop the layers, hidden layers. Okay, but in the case of convolution neural network, it is possible to drop the hidden layers. Let's say you can drop 40%, 50%, but how much amount of layers you are dropping, accuracy, it is going to affect the accuracy there. Okay, so in the same way, I'm performing 3 levels. Okay, 4 levels I have performed here. Max pooling, next padding, max pooling and next padding. So what happened here? 8 into 8 into next to the depth comes. Understood? Again, I'm going to use 4 into 4 into depth. So whatever the final results here I'll get, that results I'm going to, the results are nothing but the sequence of zeros and ones here. Okay, those I'm going to give for my here CNN network. Okay, convolution neural network here. Okay, and the sum of this output is going to become 1. And one here, most important, what I have to, what we have to learn, understand is, this is, since it is a neural network, okay, so the entire process will take place in two passes. One is called forward pass, another one is called a backward pass. Okay, so let's say I got the answer in the forward pass. So it is not matching with my expected output. So what I will do, I'll perform the backward pass. Okay, so whatever the output I'm giving, so again I'm going to give it back to the input. Again, it is going to process again. Understood? So this is continuously in CNN we are performing it. But here in backward pass, generally what we do, we try to adjust the weights. Okay, adjusting the weight. But before adjusting the weight, we have to give some threshold value here. Okay, and that threshold value we can calculate using the ReLU function. ReLU function, there is segment, there is ReLU function. There are some other functions also. TANH is there. Piyush was saying one more latest. Okay, so unit is there. Okay, which is the higher version of ReLU function that also can be used. But in our case, what I will do, I'll use a ReLU function. Hope you are clear, participants. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so study this theory part. Okay, you understand that how the things are taking place here. But one more thing I just want to clear is, in forward pass, let us say, okay, forward pass, backward pass, it is one cycle. Understood? It is one cycle. That cycle is called epoch. Cleared? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, forward pass plus backward pass, one cycle, that cycle is called epoch. Okay, 33 batches are there means, okay, so how many forward pass and how many backward pass? Hello?
33 and 33.
Yeah, those many we are going to have here. No, 33 forward pass, 33 backward pass.
Yeah, that's what 33 and 33 I said.
Yeah, 33 into 2,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so that means, yeah, but epochs will be 33 there. Okay, so this is it. Now let's dive into hands-on session. Let's try to design. I want to predict the image, okay, using the CNN network. So next, what I will do, I'll go to my email address. So this is the email address, and you know very well how to log into your drive. Okay,
So we can see the browser.
one second. So this is my Google Drive. Okay, so under Google Drive, I have created one folder called Horse or Human. Understood? So here in Horse or Human, I have three, the entire data set I have divided in three parts: testing data, training data, and validation data. So I'm going to use, to train my model, I'm going to use my training data and validation data. Okay, for testing, I'll use, after a successful creation of my model, I'm going to use this testing data. Okay, but before that one, I think it's better, let's have a look on our training and validation data. I'll just explain training data. So same is available in the validation data. Okay, hold on. This PC. Hold on, participants. I think this one or this one. Let me try here. Not this one. This one, I guess. AWS training college. Here, have a look on this. Hope you can see my desktop now. So this complete data I have divided in three parts. Training data, you can see the desktop, right, participants? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, training data and validation data. Let's try to okay, let me click on training data. So there are two classes here, horses and human. So if you want, you can add more classes also. You can predict it, but it is very tedious task. Collecting the data, it takes around 50 to 60% of machine learning job. Okay, consumes a lot of time. Again, we have to pre-process that data. Again, one more headache. So Kaggle gives predefined data. Okay, so you can use those things. Everything is available. All the types of data is available in Kaggle. Okay, or you can use Stack Overflow also. Have a look on this. This is my horse data. So what I have done, I have taken the pictures using different angles of the horse. Front, side view, back view. Okay, so all this I have taken, and what I will do, if you look into this dimensions, okay, well done. Properties, let me go to properties. Okay, I've chosen this horse one. So if you check the dimensions here, so dimension is 300 into 300 pixel. Can you see this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
And the depth is 32. Okay, that is the n value. 300 into 300 into 32. Okay, so same. I'm using the same thing for other the horse pictures also here. Let's say details. Have a look on this. 300 into 300. Okay, into 32. Okay, so this you have to take outmost. You have to take utmost care of this. So next is similarly, I have under training data, I have humans also. So I've taken some few pictures of humans so that I can recognize, okay, or classify human with the horses. So have a look. Different angle. I have taken the human data. Let's have a look on the dimensions. Okay, go to properties, details. Have a look. 300 into 300 into 32. So that is the depth here. Okay. So all the pictures are in the same pixel value. Okay, so next is just upload this data in your Google Drive. Okay, with 3 folders. Upload the data. So after uploading the data, you will get these type of 3 folders. Okay, so you will be having test data, train data, and validation data. Let's try to program now. Okay, first let's try to build the model. Okay, to build the model, what I will do, I'll just right click here on your drive, go to more. Okay, next go to Google Collaboratory. Google Colab. Hold on. Okay, Google Colab. Hold on. It's taking time. Just in the beginning, starting, it takes little time. Okay, so later on, it is very easy and very convenient. You know, very flexible to write machine learning programs because it guides us. All the features it gives. These are the features are available. You can use those features. And what I feel for if you are looking for GPU and TPU, Google Colab is better, okay, compared to other, but only the problem is 5 hours. Okay, so you will be redirected to this page. Next, what I will do, I'll just try to rename this file. Okay, human or horse. Let's say one already because I have one more file here. Next is, after that, hope you are cleared. Okay, it's very straightforward. Next, what you have to do is I have to mount my Google Drive. Okay, so Google Drive where my all the data is available. So to mount, just click on this file button. Okay, click on this file button. Okay, here connecting to run to enable file browsing. Hold on, it's connecting now. Anyways, it's take time. Till then, what I will do, I'll try to upload some of the libraries here. So we need some libraries. Obviously, since we are working with Keras, so I will import Keras. Next is, after Keras, I need image processing. Okay, so for image processing, I need data image detector. Hold on. So next, from Keras, what I will do, I'll try to fetch that one. Keras pre-processing. Keras dot pre-processing. Yeah, pre-processing. Image. Okay, image. Import image data detector. Okay, so data generator. So I need this one. Okay, so that I can fetch the images and I can tilt the images. There are a lot of features are available in this the image data generator, the subclass. Next is, again I need optimizer from Keras. Okay, dot optimizer. Okay, optimizers, import Adam. Why optimizer means, as I told you, we need we need threshold, right? So I'm going to use relo function. Okay, so that can be fetched from optimizer Adam. Okay, so this is required. Adam class is required here. So next we need callback model checkpoints. So that means I want to have forward pass and backward pass. So I'll have checkpoints here. Okay, so keras dot callbacks import import model checkpoint. Okay, next I need normalization. Okay, I'll talk about normalization when it comes to overfitting and underfitting. This model, this is problem generally what we face in CNN when you have training data and validation data. So sometimes it goes out of the range. Let's say you will get one graph for validation, the opposite graph for training data. Understood. So that means if it is going away, the model will perform overfitting, face the overfitting problem. But we can resolve that problem using the technique of normalization, tuning technique, normalization. So I need that class also from Keras. So that is also, that class is also available in Keras for the normalization layers. Okay, layers dot normalization. Okay, just
So there is a typo in Keras.
Keras. Yeah, thank you, Rutuja.
Yes,
Keras,
sir.
Keras, layers normalization, normalization. Yeah, normalization. Okay, so import batch normalization. So since I'm using the batch, so I'm going to use batch normalization technique. So next is I need L2. I'll talk about this one. Required after conversion, hold on. Yeah, I need yeah L2. I'll talk about this one. Okay, after explaining that overfitting problem, because model is I was trying this, but it is going out of the range. Validation and training data is not matching. We can do it by using a normalization technique here. Okay, so regularizer. Next is import L2. We need this L2. Okay, so next is L2. Next we need matplotlib. Okay, so just to draw our the graphs. Okay, so graph for training data and my validation data. Matplotlib.py plot. Okay, as PLT. So these many libraries are required here. Okay, shift and enter. Shift and enter. Let this get upload first. Libraries. Hold on. Yeah. So yeah, all the libraries got uploaded now. Let's go to now here. So have a look. Just click on this file. Now I want to mount my the drive. Okay, Google Drive where my data is available. So hit on this. There is an option here. You can see one icon here. Okay, click on this. So now the drive is getting mounted. Connect to the Google Drive. So that means my Colab file is now I'm connecting with the Google Drive so that I can access my data from the Google Drive. Now this indicates that I have connected now. Drive, hit on drive. So my drive. So here you can see all the data related to to this drive. Okay, so here I think yeah, this is a folder. Correct? No, human. Yeah, horse and or human. This is a folder. So click here, horse or human. So here I have the data, right? Hello, participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have the data here. Let me check horse or human. Yes, correct. So right now I want training data and the validation data. Testing later on I will use. Okay, training data and the validation data I need. Okay, so here I want to upload, I have to upload this one. So what I will do, just hit on these three ellipses. Okay, copy the path, hit on the ellipses and copy the path. Next to create one variable here. Let's say train underscore data underscore path. Okay, path 1 I will have because already I have one more file. Okay, is related to this the project. So next in double quote, just paste this one. Where it is here. Just paste this one. Paste this path link. Okay, so that means training data over now. Okay, I similarly have to do it for, I have to do for validation also. Okay, data underscore validation. Okay, so or is train data I have given, no, just why to have the confusion. So validation, I'll put validation. Next data path 1, data underscore path 1. Okay, so next similarly you copy this validation path, hit on 3 ellipses, copy the path. Next, okay, in double quotes, just try to paste this one. Okay, so now my data is available where in the Google Colab now. Okay, now I have to rescale this. Okay, rescale means I have to alter this images. Okay, so let me run this first, shift and enter. Let's see whether, okay, it is fetching the data from Google Drive or not. Yeah, it's fetching the data. So you can see now second line is also got executed. The next is, so I have to generate the data using the different angle. Okay, so what I will do, I'll create one more variable, training data generator. Okay, data gen 1 I will write, gen 1 equals to, okay, so to have the scale the data, okay, in the different angle or by changing the pixels. Okay, so we have one class called image data generator. Okay, so call the class image data generator, So here first let's try to rescale the image. Okay, so the moment when you create now, so you can see all the possibilities. Okay, so all the possible, what are all the features, okay, which are available in this image generator. So what I will do, I want to rescale this image. Okay, so there is an option called rescale. Hit on rescale. Okay, so here see those images are in the RGB color, right? Participants. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Huh? It is in
Yes.
the color. Now I want to convert into grayscale. So that is 190. I want to convert it into 190. So to convert into 190, what I can do? Okay, hit on 1./255. Clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is very important. Okay, so this is how we are converting in Keras. 1./255, comma. Next, I want to have some more here. Okay, rotation. Let's say I want to rotate the image for 40 degree or 50 degree. Okay, so that I can recognize my image in accurate way. Okay, so rotation. So let's have, there is an option called rotation, rotation range, or rotation range. Let's say I'll try to rotate my image to 40 degree. Fine. Next is width. Okay, so width also I want to shift. So some kind of the modification I want to do here, width shift. Okay, underscore range. So I'll give the range in between 0 to 1 here. Let's say 0.2. Okay, so I think it's better to give 0.2 because if you take the segment notation, try to have the threshold in between 0 to 1. So it is better to keep the threshold, let's 0.1. But ReLU is more accurate. Okay, so we can have the threshold like 0.0001. Understood? So that's the reason I'll try to keep the shift 0.2. Understood? That means when it comes to width, so I'm going to have I'm going to process the same image for 5 times. Okay, 0.2 into 5, that is 1. Okay, so next is in the same way, width over, I have to do it for height also. Okay, height shift range, give the range equals to 0.2. Okay, so same thing I'll have here, comma. Next is shear range. Okay, shear range, just check this one. Shear range equals to 0.2. 0.2, check that one out. Okay, shear range. Next we have zoom. Zoom of, I want to zoom the image. Again, I want to process. After zooming, I want to process it. Okay, so zoom range equals to 0.2. Again, I'll keep the same thing, 0.2 here. Okay, the flip. So generally we flip the image, right? Yes or no? Participants?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We flip horizontal flip and vertical flip. So I'll have horizontal flip. Okay, horizontal flip of the image. Okay, so flip. Similarly, you can add how many you want. There are a lot of features here. Okay, D type is there, validation split is there. There are many features. Okay, so you can choose any. Either you can choose all of them. Okay, so it's up to you. True. I want to flip the image also. Okay, so next is. But remember, more features means prediction. In prediction, no, we can predict accurately. Okay, so that is the advantage. So flip mode. So let us have flip mode nearest one. Flip mode equal to nearest. Okay, nearest.
So
Fine.
what is this share range?
Share range. I just checked that one. Share range. Let me share range in Keras. Let me hold on. Share range. Share range in Keras. In Keras. Or you can have image also. Hold on. We will clear here itself. Powerful image model. Share range. Hold on. Hold on, participant. Brightness. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's about brightness. Okay, so brightness, the how much brightness you need here. Okay, so share range. That means I'm checking the brightness also. Next, so for the time being, I'll use these many features. Okay,
And
from
flip
that,
mode nearest means what?
sorry,
Flip mode nearest means what?
flip mode nearest. Hold on. Flip mode nearest to. Flip mode in Keras. Flip mode in Keras. Hold on. Randomly checking. Okay. Randomly taking this one the sample copies. Participant.
The images.
Yeah, images. Let's say
Okay.
you have sequence 1, 2, 3. So I will not take in sequence. I'll choose. If it is human, randomly I'll choose human images. If it is horses, I will choose randomly here. Okay. So and the nearest one. Okay. So hope you are clear.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
So
Okay.
this will whatever the rules we have written, it will be done to all
Uh,
the images which we
all
are
the
uploading.
images not yeah, all the images into this, the images what you are going to process. Okay, let us say you have created the batch of 33. Okay, so
Okay.
in 33 I'll perform first, I'll take one first image out of 33, 1 divided by 33. So I'll perform this one, this option, image detector, whatever the features I have given for that particular image, then I will process.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay. Okay.
Not if it is the batch is 33, not for all the images of 33. One by one I'll choose. Okay, then I will select. Okay, hope you are
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Let me
Yes, sir.
run this one. Let me run this one. Okay, data training data gen. There is some error here. What is that error? Fill mode equals to nearest. Oh, it flip mode. This should be fill mode. Okay, so this should be fill mode. Typo mistake. Fill mode. Fill mode. No, FILL, right? Okay, fill mode. Okay, so let me run this. Yes. Okay, so that means now I have set my all the rules, the features for the single image here. Fine. So next is uh, okay, so next we need to change the pixel values here. Let's say there we have 300 into 300, right? So I will not take the complete 300 into 300. So what I will do, I'll try to change the pixel values there. So I want to reduce the pixel values. Okay, then only it is possible to the process it. When you have huge pixel values, let's say 300 into 300, again, it will process, but it takes a lot of time there. Okay, so let's try to do it for first training data. Okay, so where is my training data? Training data gen is completed, training data. So this is a path here. So this is the variable name where I have stored here. So I'll create one more here, one more variable called training data one. Okay, training generator is over. Now I'm going to perform this one for training data. Okay, equals to training data one equals to, okay, call this variable training gen. Okay, so that I'm going to perform this, all these things for training data now. Okay, training gen one, right? Correct. Please, okay, so, training gen one flow. Okay, flow underscore from directory. So my files are where in the directory, right? So call here, there are two options, data frames we have, directory we have. Okay, so if the files are stored in the common open directory, so we can make use of data frame. So since my files are in the directory, so I'll use directory here. Okay, so next is give the name of the training path. So training path, I think my data is in this variable. So give training training underscore data path one, correct? Participants.
Train underscore.
Yeah, sorry, train underscore. Yes, train underscore. Okay, train underscore path one. Okay, so next is target size. Let's say the size of my the pixel. I'm going to resize this target size. Let us have here y2. Okay, target size. Okay, so target size equals to 150. I'll have 150 into 150. Okay, 150 into 150. 150. Next, say, so that means all the pictures what we have, uh, which are stored in my training data, I'm going to change the size to 151 into 150. There we had 300 into 300. So batches we have to create. So batches, as I told you, I'm going to use mini batch gradient descendant technique. So let's say I'll use the minimum, okay, as much as possible, since we are doing training. But in the real world, you can train for 128 also. You can go for 128 to 56 also. Or else you can directly take the batch gradient descendant technique. Okay, so I'll go with minimum one. Batch size, let's say batch size I'll keep 32. Okay, 32. Next, binary value. Okay, so I want to work on binary values, zeros and ones here. Class, okay, classes, there are two classes there. One is horse and human. So I want to represent the class horse and human in zeros and one. Let's say for horse I'll represent 0, for human I'll represent 1. Okay, so class mode, there is an option called class mode. Let's say binary. Okay, so next, hit on this shift and run this. Hold on. Yes, can you see this, participants? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a look. So this is training data. Training data, as far as training data is concerned, in this folder, no, training data, I have 1027 images, and all this 1027 images belongs to two classes, which are those horse and human. Okay, horse and human. So next is, let's try to set. Okay, so this is common all it has taken in the mixed format. Okay, so all the images are there, mixed image. Next to two classes here, it has represent. Now I want to classify this. Okay, so what I will do, I'll have training data. No, where is that training data one?
Hello.
Training data, yeah, hello.
Yeah. What is the target size?
Which one? See, target size, what was the pixel size there? 300 into 300,
300 by
no?
300. Yeah.
300. So I'm going to reduce that one to 150 into 150.
Okay. Okay.
Understood. And
This is
yeah,
depth, right?
yeah, 32. Yes. Clear? Any other doubt? Rutuja ma'am, you have any doubt?
No, sir. Actually, sir, they are giving the suggestions in the brackets, so it's quite easy. We don't
Ah,
have to
yes.
remember all the attributes.
Yes, that's why. Okay, so it's very easy, but practice is required. Without practice, you can't run any program. I'll tell you frankly. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here training data 1. So I want to classify this two with zeros and ones. Okay, so there is a method called class underscore indices. Okay, so how to pronounce this? Indices, no? Okay, so this you call, next run. So now it will try to classify. Have a look. So horse I have classified to which one? 0. Understood. In the prediction also, if you are uploading the horse image, it will in the background it gives 0 with the respective accuracy. 99%. Okay, so model say that it is horse. Okay, 67% it says model is okay, the image is horse, like that. Okay, human means 1, it should represent. My final value should be 0 or 1 here. Okay, so that is how CNN works, CNN or ENN works. Okay, so next is validation. Okay, so again I'll have data gen. Data, what is that? This is for training data. So far what I have done from here to here, this is for training data. I want one more data here. What is that? Validation data. Okay, so you have to do it even for the validation data also. So here what I will do, roughly valid. Okay, valid gen I will have, valid data, validation data 1 I will write. Okay, equals to what is that, where the data is stored now? Data is,
Validation data path 1.
one second. No, first I have to run this. Okay, so I have to create a generator. One second. Like this training generator is there, no? Similarly, I have to create the generator for validation also. So valid data gen. Okay, data gen I will write 1 equals to, call that class, subclass, image generator. Image generator. Now here what I will do, I'll try to have only one option. I think this is the reason I'm not able to fit the model. You can try. Let's try later. Okay, rescale. I'll have rescale. Okay, I'll try to convert into binary format. /255. Rest you can add other features also, like how I have add here also. Okay, so later we'll try that. Okay, so enter this, valid gen 1 got generated. Similarly, you do it for validation data, valid underscore data 1. I'll create one more variable, data 1. Next is uh, directory, since my data is in the directory. So valid gen 1, correct? Participants, same I'm following a flow. Okay,
Yes, sir.
flow from directory. Flow from the directory. Next, give the path. What is the path? Validation path 1, no? Yeah, validation path 1. Give the path of the file. Yeah, give the path of the file here. Validation path 1. Next, target size. Okay, target size, same thing. 150 into equals to 150 comma 150. Okay, comma 150. Next is batch size. How much there? I think I had given 32, right? Batch size equals to 32. Okay, next binary value. Class mode. Okay, equals to binary. Okay, equals to binary. This is it. Same thing, same I'm performing even for the validation data. Let's try to run this. Yes, have a look. In validation data, how many I have? Hello?
256
256 I
images.
have. 256 including those things. Now next, in the same way, what I will do, let us try to index this one also. Valid. Valid. Next we have valid. What? Valid. Valid data 1. No, valid data 1 dot class underscore indices. Same thing. Okay, so let me shift and enter it. Shift and enter it. So here also I have classified two classes, horses 0 and what I can say human 1. Okay, hold on a second. Fine. So now both the values. Okay, so both my testing and validation data is ready, almost ready to create the or build the model. Okay, but before that one, I think it's better. Okay, so better to plot the graph. Let's see first how the data will look like. Okay, so what I will do, I want let's imagine that 32 batches are there. I want to display some five the images, 5 different images of the single image, or with using different angles. Okay, so to do that one, I'll use that library called matplotlib. Okay, the plot image I will use plot images. Let me check plot images. Yeah, plot images. I should be capital here. So I'll try to have array. Okay, so using array, I'll try to display the images. Okay, so definition images of array. So I'll create two variable. Okay, figure and axis. Plot plt subplots. Okay, subplots. So subplots, let's say 1 comma. So I want one image. Okay, one image ka 5 images. Okay, so that means with the different angles, and the figure size should be, let's say figure size should be equals to 20 into 20, 20 comma 20. Okay, so 20 comma 20.
So FIG size, I guess. Figure
Yeah,
size.
figure size is correct. Thank you. Figure size 20 into 20. Fine. Next is I'll take that variable axis equals to flatten. Okay, so I want to let's say 30 degree, 40 degree. I want to flat that the image I want to display. Okay, before training the model. So axis, there is an option called flatten. Okay, so I'll call that function flatten. Next is I'll put condition here so that I can display the different images. img image already, yeah, img one new variable. Okay, ax another variable in zip file. Okay, zip. Okay, in zip format I want images. What was that array? No, this images underscore arr. Okay, arr and access. Next, let's try to display. To display, there is a function called imshow. Okay, so display, there is a function called imshow. All the images are stored in img. Okay, so I'll call that img. Now let's try to plot this one. So to display, I'll use plt. Okay, plt dot. Okay, tight. There is a function called tight layout. Okay, tight layout. Next is let's try to plt show. Okay, so that means all the images are stored now where in img now. Okay, so now I want to display this one, show. So shift and enter it. Yes, function got executed. Now let's try to display this images equals to. Okay, so I want, you have to give the dimensions here, training data. So let me first try to display the training data 1. Okay, the image. I'll take one image from training data 1. Okay, in pixels 0, 3. Okay, 0. Next, 0. Height, width, and depth. Okay, so next is for I range 5. I'll give range 5. So 5 images I want. Okay, 5 images. Next is plot image. Plot image. Plot plot images. Plot images. Next, give the variable where the images are stored. Plot images. Images are stored in images. Images, spelling images. Images. Okay, images. Okay, so next is shift and enter it.
So they should be in for I in range.
For I in, yeah, for I in range. This is a, yeah, this was 5I in range. 5I in range, correct. Thank you, Srinivas. So next is just shift and enter this. There is something wrong. Training data, images, images, training underscore data 1 in range 5. This should be, yeah, here I have committed mistake. This should be 5. I think here, close this one. Next, shift and enter it. Hold on, this takes little time. Can you see this? Hello? Hello,
Yes, sir.
participants.
Yes, sir.
Have a look. See, I've taken only one image. Okay, taken only one image from training data. So after taking this image, I have tilted, okay, the flattened that image. So this is one angle. This is the another angle, 40 degree, you say, rotated. Okay, so next in the same way, pixel I have changed here. You can see the differences in the pixel here. See the background color, understood? So in different angle I have taken, but similarly, so I'll be having 32 images of single that image. Okay, using by reducing the pixels by rotating in a different angles. So you can check, even let me try to have 10 here. Okay, again let's try to run this. Have a look. Okay, so 5 it's showing. Yeah, 5 it shows. I think some, yeah, 5 it shows. 5 it's showing. Okay, so hope you are clear with this. 5 it shows. I think that 10th also will be there. I'm not able to access that one. Okay, so next let's try to build the model. Okay, so pre-processing of the data is over now. Okay, so I have almost I have used I cannot say almost all the possibilities I have used in this, but we can make better. We can have better model. Let's see, that we will come to know only after when we have the accuracy of the model here. Okay, so next I'll create one. Let's to create the model. What I will do, I'll create one variable called CNN model 1. Okay, equals to Keras. Use Keras library. Okay, Keras. In Keras there is an option called models. Next, sequential model. Okay, sequential, I'll have sequential model. Okay, so next is next let's have, yes, yeah, next is enter this. I'll have all the possibilities now, convert it into 2D. Okay, filter. I'm going to have almost, let's see all the possibilities here using the Keras layers. Keras dot layers. Okay, Keras layers. Next, convert into 2D. First, I'll have converted into, okay, CONVD. 2D. Okay, let's try to convert it into 2D. Filter, I'll try to filter first. Filters to 32. Okay, 32. Next, size, let's say the kernel size I want for first stage, let's say 7. I'll set 7 here. Kernel underscore size equal to 7. Next is input shape. Okay, input shape. Say input shape, obviously 150 already I've given there. 150 comma 150. Okay, comma depth, let's say 3. Okay, so 3 I'll have. Similarly, next is even. Okay, pool size. I have to mention the pool size also. That is max pooling system. Okay, so max pooling system I have to do here. Keras dot layers dot layers max pooling system max. You can see here max pooling 2D. Where is max pooling 2D? Max pooling 2D. Okay, so I'll use this max pooling 2D. Next, let us have the size be 2 into 2. Okay, max pooling size, pool size. Okay, pool size equals to 2 comma 2. 2 comma 2. Okay, so next, same thing, we have to repeat the same thing even for the other kernels also. Here, next, hold on. Hope all are, yeah, correct. Everything is correct now. Okay, let me copy this. Now I will change the kernel. I'll try to reduce the kernel now. That means I'm going to, from 24 into 24, I'm going to have 12 into 12 size. Next, 12 into 12 to 8 into 8. Okay, so here same I have. I'm just copying this one and I'll just try to change this to filter, let's say 64. Okay, so filter, you increase here. Filter, that means obviously the batches number of samples, when you start dividing, okay, the pixels, you are going to have more options there. Sorry, so more the pictures you will get. Understood? So 64 filters I'll have. So that means I'm going to take only 64 filters in first pass. So rest of the filters I'm going to drop. Okay, so next is convert 2D into filter 64. Kernel, let's have 5. I'll have the kernel 5. So size, I'll keep the same thing. Okay, kernel size, hold on participants, kernel size is 5. So next is, I don't want this input shape, already I have given, which is 150 into 150 into 3. Okay, so delete this. 5 done. Next is kernel layer. So when it comes to kernel layer, here max pooling 2D size 2 into 2. Same thing I'll keep. Okay, so there will be no difference even in our max pooling. Max pooling, I'll keep the same thing. Next, in the same way, okay, I have to do it for, again, let me copy this, paste it over here. Okay, here again 64, I had 32, 64. Next, let's have 128. Okay, 34, 64 and 128. 128 kernel size, let's try to reduce the kernel size to 3, and I'll keep minimum as 3, maximum as 7. Okay, so don't worry, here we are going to use TPU, okay, for the execution. Next is layer max pooling size 2 comma 2 only I'll keep. Okay, so next is, again, let's have for 256 also. I'll copy this, paste it over here. I'll just try to change this 128 to 256. Okay, 256 for all the colors. Okay, so 32 32 I started raising to 64, 128, 256. Now before running this one, okay, so since it is going to take a lot of time, what I have to do is I have to configure this machine to TPU. Okay, to configure this machine to TPU, go to edit. Okay, there is an option. Yeah,
It should be filters, right?
it should be
Conf 2D.
yes, filters. Filters, yes, correct. Filters. FILTERS, correct. Thank you. Filters. Here also filters. Here also filters. Okay. So any other corrections, participants? Hello?
No, sir.
No. Hope this line will run. Okay. So next to run this, what I have to do is let's just try to convert. This will be normal now. Normal
So
machine.
it's ending with a comma. The
Wait.
end statement.
End statement. No. Again, I have some more lines to add here. Okay, so what I have to do is first let me try to change the kernel here. Go to edit. Okay, go to notebook setting. Okay, click on notebook settings. Here there is none. Hardware accelerator is none. That means it is going to take the normal one. So there is other two options, GPU and TPU. So either you can use GPU or TPU. Okay, it's free of cost. For 5 hours training you can use TPU. Okay, so next is save this. Fine. Next is again I want some more the features here to add. Okay, so flatten. Okay, so for the neural network building, so I have to flatten the images. Okay, Keras. I'll use Keras dot layers. Okay, there is an option called flatten. Already I have used this one, flatten. Okay, so flatten. Okay, just to for building the neural network. Okay, again I have to give the activation function. So I'm going to use the ReLU function here, for which is as nothing but my activation function. So I can use the method called dense. Okay, Keras layers dot dense. Okay, D should be capital here. Dense units. Let's say units. I'm going to have input units at 128. Okay, units equal to 128. Next activation function, obviously I'm going to use activation function ReLU. Okay, ReLU ReLU function I'm going to use here. Next in the same way, okay, for this is for the input layers. Okay, so next see what happens here is you can set the threshold for ReLU. If I'm setting the threshold, let's say 0.001, process for many layers, it is going to create many layers. Okay, so you will be having in more than 50,000 layers at once. So what I will do, I want to drop some of the layers. Okay, so I'm not going to have all the layers. 50% of the layer I will drop. Okay, so Keras layers dropout. Okay, there is an option called dropout. Say 50% I'll use. So you can reduce this one. So whenever you have time, no. So that means if you have a good configured machine, so you can reduce, let's say 0.1, 0.2, you can give dropouts. It gives better accuracy. Keras, next is, okay, so Keras, okay. So for, this is for ReLU is for, this is for input layer. Okay, again I'll repeat, this is for input layer. Even I want one more activation function called softmax for the output layer. Okay, so Keras layers dense, same format. Okay, let's say units be 2 here. So obviously I'm going to have only 2 classes. I have 0 and 1, so I'll keep 2. Okay, so units 2 activation function, again activation function. I'll have softmax. This is for output layer. Okay, softmax. Okay, so this is it. Let me try to, comma is not required. Hold on, let me review this code. If any mistakes, please you also try to, if any typo mistakes, please let me know. Filter 32, kernel size 7, input shape 150, comma, okay. Max size, okay. Let me run this, dense layers, dropout 0.5. Let me run this, shift and enter it. Started working here. There is some mistake here. What was that mistake? Keras not found. Okay, so it's showing light. Participant, can you see this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Keras not found. That means I changed my machine, no, accelerator, hardware accelerator. So already imported. Okay, so again you run this one, shift and enter. Keras, I have to import Keras here. So already, yeah, I have imported. Now let's try to run this. Let's try to run this, shift and enter. Can you see? Hello? Now the model is, okay, it's working fine. So there is no problem here. Okay, so model is ready. Now I have to compile this. Okay, so for the compile, I'll again call that model CNN underscore, sorry, model 1. Okay, next there is an option called compile. Okay, compile optimizer. Okay, optimizer equals to, okay, so this compiler, no, so already it is in Adam. Okay, so already Adam libraries I have imported. Adam, give the value for your relu function. Okay, so to give the value for relu function, so I have used these two libraries. Okay, so starting I did explain that one, L2 and Adam. Have a look, where is the Adam? Yeah, this one and this one I want. Okay, to give the value for the your relu function here. Adam LR, okay, equal to, let's have 0.0001. Okay, so that means it is going to have 0.001 means, so it is going to process in between 0.0001 till 1. It is going to have a lot of options, you know. Okay, so a lot of processing will take place here. Next is loss. Okay, loss equals to space. Okay, space categorical categorical. Okay, categorical cross. Okay, cross entropy. Okay, so this is for calculating the amount of error which is present. Suppose let us say you have taken one image, you started processing. Okay, you started processing, and it says like, after the processing, it says like 70% that image is human image. That means what is the error there? Participants, let's say you have uploaded a horse image, and it says like, okay, 70% it is horse image. That means amount of error is how much? Hello? 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 You're there, participants?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Say you have uploaded the horse image, and my model says like 70% it is horse image. That means amount of error is how much here?
30%.
30%.
30%. Okay, so that I want to display here. Okay, using the category. This is just an the heading what I am going to give. Okay, so when epoch starts running here, the model. Okay, so next is say matrix. Okay, the matrix means using matrix I'm going to calculate the accuracy. Okay, so there is a function called matrix which gives me, which displays me the accuracy, okay, of the model. Okay, so here accuracy I will write. Next is, okay, so this is set. Next, compiling path already set, and shift and enter. Okay, so next is I have to give the path. Okay, so I have to give the path where to store the model. Okay, so the path will be, say, model path. underscore path I'll give, model path 1 I'll give, because already model path is there. Model path 1 I'll give. Okay, and give the exact location where you want to store your model. So here again I'll go to this file. Okay, and go to drive. I want to store in my drive. Go to my drive. Okay, go to my drive. Hold on, this will take time. Okay, here see human is there. So this is a path where I want to store the model, human on a horse. Click on these 3 ellipses, copy the path. Let me close this one. Go here. Okay, go here. Okay, just paste it over here and give the name of the model. So the name of the model, what I will do, horse underscore or human. Okay, version 1 I will give. Okay, version 1 I'll give. So because already I have one more model there, the same location. Okay, version 1 I'll give. Next, always remember the extension of the model should be H5. Whenever you are training any the model, whenever you are training any machine learning program using Keras, always remember your model name should end with .h5. Okay, so next is shift and enter. Okay, shift and enter. Yeah, now the model path is also set. Next, okay, let's have the checkpoints. Okay, so checkpoints means to have a forward pass, backward pass. Okay, after processing forward pass, again I'll give it to checkpoint. Okay, again the checkpoint will perform backward pass. Okay, so it should continue forward pass and backward pass. So based upon the number of batches you have created there. So here checkpoints equal to, create checkpoints equals to model checkpoint, give the model path 1, no participants, model path 1.
Yes, sir.
Model path 1. Okay, so monitor. Okay, so I want to check after every pass or after every epoch, I want to check the amount of accuracy what I am getting. Understood? So to do that one, I have the monitor option, monitor. Okay, and it gives the value, accuracy value. So val, okay, accuracy. So accuracy. So that means it just in script I'm going to write in front of the accuracy value there. Okay, so verbose. Verbose is a function. Just check this one, verbose. Okay, version. Okay, verbose equals to 1. Okay, so next, what I will do next, see, suppose let us say 33 batches you have. 33 batches means you are going to have 33 accuracy, but I don't want all the 33 accuracy. I want the best one or the maximum accuracy value. Okay, so I'm going to store only that value in my model. Okay, so to do that, what I will do, save. There is an option called save best underscore only. Okay, so that means I'm going to save only the best or the maximum accuracy value. Okay, equals to true. Equals to true. Next, mode should be maximum here. Okay, max value, maximum. So you will understand when I start running the program. No, when I start running the model, you will understand how I'm going to use, how I'm going to display the values using this function or checkpoints. Next is shift and enter this. No, again there are some incomplete line here. I
So
have
there
to-
should be a comma after verbose equal to 1.
No, because I have to end this checkpoint. Okay, so to end this checkpoint, callbacks. Okay, callbacks list equals to checkpoints. Give the checkpoints here. Okay, so checkpoints. Checkpoint. Okay. Now I hope this will run. Shift and enter. Input. Invalid syntax.
So between the verbose 1 and save best, there should be a comma.
Yes,
What
correct,
to?
correct, correct,
Yeah,
correct.
that's what I was saying, sir, actually.
Okay, now let me run this. Thank you. Yes, now it's working. Okay, so now let's try to train the model. Okay, so now I have to give, it will ask, the machine will ask how many epochs you want, how many batches you want to create. Okay, so let's say history. I'll create one, history underscore, yeah, history I'll call, history function, CNN underscore model one, no, model one, next fit. Okay, so I'll use fit option here, fit training data one, training data. Okay, so I'm going to train now using training data one, training 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 data one, correct? Yes, we'll see. Training data one, where my all the training data are available. Epochs, let's give the epochs. How many epochs? I'll have 100 epochs here because I want the best model. Okay, let's have epochs. Let's say 100. Let's say 100 epochs. So that means 33 into 100. 1 into 100, like that. 1, 2, 3, like that. 33 into 100. Verbose, let's say verbose be 1. Okay. Next, validation data. Validation underscore data equals to valid data. Valid, I have to check this one. Valid underscore data 1, I guess. Validation data, valid underscore data 1. Next is, okay, I have to call the checkpoints also. Callbacks equals to call backs list. This is it. Fine. So let's try to run the model now. Shift and enter. There is some problem. What was that problem? History. Training data one is not defined. Then training data. Where is training data? Training data. Training data. Let me go there. Hold on. Where is my training data? Training data. Valid data one. Valid data. Training data one. No, correct. Training data. Yeah, training data. This one only. Training data one. Training data. Let me copy this. Then I'll go to last training data. Hold on. Training data. No, not here. Sorry. It should be here. Training data. Let me run now. No, there is something wrong here. What is that? Box. Just track this one, participants. Name training data is not defined. Training underscore data. Let me try with training one. CNN model one. Fit.
So I think we had changed the kernel, and because of that, maybe
Yes, maybe. Let me. Yes.
we can try running all the above cells.
Yeah. And that's a good idea. Hold on. So let me start from here. Shift enter. Next, this one. Next, this one. Training data gen. Okay, so next this one. This is it. Training data one. This is going to take part one. training data part 1. So no problem so far. This is okay. Training data 1, okay. This is for image data generator. This is for image data generator. Next, valid data 1. Okay, shift and enter. Next for this, class indices. Next we have this. Next, oh my god. So this valid data. Next this. Next is this one. Next is this one. Hold on. Okay. Next is this model, CNN model 1. Fine. So enter it. Next, this one, accuracy. Next, this one, model name. Okay, no problem so far. Next is this one, checkpoints. Next is this one. Hope this time we will do it. Yes, can you see this, participants? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Have a look. Epoch 1 started. So I have 100 epochs. There are 33 I have mentioned here. Okay, 33 batches. So that means 33, 1 of 33 of epoch 1. Like that, it has to complete 100 epochs. Understood, right? See, have a look. Loss is how much? 74.5. Accuracy is 48%. Now, in second epoch, I'm getting loss is 69. Accuracy is 48%. That means when the number of epochs are increasing, what happens? Automatically, the accuracy of that system also increases. And in the end, what I have seen in the model, it takes around 3.5 hours. Okay, so what I have seen, so it is reaching up to 98%. Okay, not more than that. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes. Have a look. Okay, how the execution takes place in the model. Once the complete after successful execution, only then we can proceed it to the next one. So whether the model fit for our the problem definition or not. Okay, so let's have a look. So already I have created one simple model using around 100 epochs also here. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay, next we'll wind up the session. Same program. Okay, this is what I was practicing. Have a look. 1 second. So when, yeah, have a look. So I got around last, have a look, 77 it was showing, but that was for my 33 epochs. Okay, so 82 you can see here, 85, 86 I got, 84 I got. So next 85 is also is there. 90, can you see 90? Okay, so 90 is their accuracy, 89, 90%. Okay, in the end I have got 90 accuracy, I am getting 90 here, but there is somewhere I got around 96% accuracy. Okay, participants, hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello, yeah, somewhere I got 96. Now how I have programmed is, it is going to take only the maximum accurate value. Okay, suppose that I say 96 you are getting, that means the model will fetch except only that 96 accuracy model, okay, for the next level. Understood? Now next is, I have to check whether this my validation data and the testing data, sorry, validation and training data matches with or not. So what I have done here, I have just simple plotted the graph. Sorry, I have simple one plotted the graph in terms of accuracy, value of accuracy, model accuracy, epoch. Okay, test and train. Have a look. So this is my data. Sorry. Have a look. Okay, so this is my data, accuracy data. Can you see this, participants?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Have a look. So here, this is my testing data. Testing data somewhere, and this is blue is valid training data. Understood? Somewhere in what I can say, somewhere in 18th, I guess 18th or 19th. Okay, it is matching. Okay, so accuracy is almost, it is matching. Understood? But other data, when you take, okay, when you are tracking, okay, so it is going out of the loop. This is called a overfitting problem. Understood? Overfitting problem, but we can do this one using normalization technique. We can avoid this one using normalization technique or tuning technique, etc. Okay, so this is about the accuracy, which is very important. But in this normal, I'm not performing, as far as this is concerned, I'm not performing any normalization here. Okay, so I'll perform that normalization in next session, how to do it. I'll just explain that one, but I don't want to run the model again and again. Okay, already I have predefined the model here. Next is, so in the same way, loss, have a look on loss. So when it comes to loss, there is no much loss here. Okay, so if huge loss, this is there, no testing data, it will go like this, the graph will go like this. Okay, so in the case of training data also, there is no much loss. In the beginning we had loss here, 1% loss we had. So later on it started reducing. Okay, it has reached, when my epoch reaches 100, it has almost reached to zero loss. Understood? In the same way, in the case of testing data also, in this area, if you take this one, I think in the 55 and around 90 area, we had huge loss. Later on, it is reducing it. Okay, so this we will see in the next session how to do this. Next, after once the model is ready, then we can deploy that model using the Amazon Web Service Flash system. Okay, so let me hover over to my the drive now. You can see here right now. This is just now what we have created the file. Okay, sorry, not this one. This is the file. Now, so far, since it is running in the background, okay, so it has not chosen the maximum value. Okay, it has not chosen the maximum value. 32 epochs execution has taken place. 56 accuracy I got. Okay, similarly, I have to give the time for the machine, okay, to select the maximum accurate the model. Once the maximum accurate model is ready, so that model is going to save here. Okay, I'm going to have one more model with the version 1. Okay, hope you are clear. If any doubt, you can ask participants. Participants, hello?